Hello everyone and welcome back to the SMJ-Tech channel. And today we'll be going through an interesting feature in Microsoft Project, and that's one of the features where you can utilize this option for creating your weekly reports or creating data that can help you in synchronizing the project items. Now, for example, I have this project in front of me that has a list of dependencies, and there are quite a few tasks that have been completed. And now I want to, let's say, review what tasks are there, depend on certain criteria. So I'll head over to the View tab, and over here in the Data section, you can see there are quite a few options. So today we'll be learning about a group by feature. What does this group by do? So let's see. Let's open this drop down. So just to give you some information, group by will basically group the items in view by specifying the criteria. So I'm assuming that once we select this drop down, we'll get a list of criteria that are there in MS Project. So you can see these are the built-in groups that MS Project provides. For example, it's giving you an option to group the project tasks by active or inactive. So let me just select this, and over here you can see that Microsoft Project has grouped the tasks that are in active state, whereas since my project doesn't have any inactive tasks at this moment, so it's showing the complete list of tasks that are part of my project. So we'll check that out once we go over to an option. Let me just make one task inactive for any reason. Let's say, okay, that I select this task, any dependency, and I mark it as inactive. So just for everyone's knowledge, you can mark your project task inactive due to any condition. Basically, if you think that this task is no longer required in the project, or you don't want it to impact your overall project timelines. So for example, you assume that this task is not active at the moment, but may come in active at some point in time. So instead of deleting or removing that task, it's a good option to mark it as inactive, so it doesn't affect your project timelines. However, it will still remain in your overall project. So let us see. Let's head back over to the View tab and now select the active versus inactive task. Let's see if I am able to see this. Over here, you can see that it's showing that the tasks that have active state as no, that means they're inactive, are listed here. Since there was only one task there, so it has grouped that into this list, whereas the remaining tasks of the project are being shown in the active equals to yes. So that means that the remaining all tasks are in active state. Let's check another thing. Let's select this one. So this will show you that which tasks in the project are auto scheduled where and which are manual scheduled. Since my project is completely auto scheduled, so I'm only getting one list of tasks. And now this one is an interesting one which will help you creating your reports, weekly reports, or any kind of report that you require. So over here you can see that it has clubbed the project or group the project task into three major groups. The first ones are the one where the percentage complete is 0%. That means they haven't started. So if I open this group, I can see all the list of items or tasks that are yet to be started, presumably since they're 0%. The second group is where the percentage is from 1% to 99%. That means they're not 100% completed. However, some percentage of these tasks have completed. So you can see that it has shown this these tasks as completed. And the third one is the 100% complete task. So this will help me in filtering the tasks that are 100% completed. So this is one interesting one. So let's go over there and select this one. So let's see if you have any constraint types defined against your project. You can have them grouped and displayed accordingly. Since my project has only two type of constraints, one is as soon as possible, that contains a larger number of tasks, whereas the other one is a constraint type start no earlier than. So it's easier for me to identify which tasks are are having any constraints. So instead of going through the entire project plan and searching out different constraint types against each task, this option gives me an easier way to look into my project tasks based on the constraint types. Okay, let's head on further. Let's see, this is an interesting one. So this group is basically segregating my tasks into critical and non-critical tasks. So I can easily select this group by option and filter out my critical tasks which are mentioned over here. So these are defined based on the project timeline. So these are the critical tasks of my project, whereas the remaining are clubbed in the critical no group. Okay, this was a good one. Then we have this duration. So over here, there are quite a few types of durations in the project. So it has what it has done, it has grouped this entire project based on the types and the durations that I have defined in my project. So let me just collapse all of these. So I have some tasks under the 0 duration. These would be my milestones mostly. Then I have some of the tasks that are zero point 0.5 days of duration. Then I have one day duration task, similarly 1.5 days. So this gives me an interesting view that how are my tasks clubbed together and which are the tasks that are taking certain amount of days. For example, I want to see which are the tasks that are taking 10 days. So luckily there's only one over here. And similarly, I have 3 4 tasks or more than that in the 5 days group. So these are some of the tasks that I can see, and this helps me in segregating the tasks based on their durations. So in case I am required to show that data, I can utilize this group by filter. Similarly, uh, this is a multi-group by. It will group the tasks by duration, then by their priority. Since I have not prioritized any task in my project plan, so all of them will lie between 500. By default, it's 500, so I've kept it as default. So what it has done is basically if I had multiple priorities defined within my project plan, I would have seen this as multiple groups. Let us try again. For example, I have this dependency 2. Let me change its priority to maybe let me decrease its priority to 100, let's say. I hope this one allows it. Okay, so let me select the group by again. You see, now remember folks, you have to select the filter again because it's not dynamically updated. So over here you can see that it automatically breaks the subgroup of duration 0 into two set of priorities. One is from 100 to 199 and second is 500 to 599. So this is basically it's creating a a 100 mark group by default, and it's showing me based on the duration. So it's sorting the data based out of duration first, or rather grouping the data based on the durations, and then their the tasks within those durations based on the priority. So this is something interesting if you have that kind of information embedded within your project plan where you have prioritized the project items and project tasks. So this would be an interesting one for you. Then the next one is the milestones. This is an important group that we usually utilize. It's setting that the task is filtering or grouping the tasks that are set as milestone yes. That means these are milestones of my project, whereas the remaining set of tasks are in the milestone no group. So that's another important one. Then again, we have the priority listing. The first group is this is simple priority. The first one was duration and priority within that duration, whereas this one is priority only. So I have two groups: priority 100 to 199 and priority 500 to 599, which is the default one. So there's an interesting option where you can set priority in your project. So over here, this one was, let me just open again, priority keeping outline structure. So this will basically show you where a particular 500 priority task is coming into in terms of the project time frame. So there will be only one group, project reports. And since the main project is client project, so I'm assuming this would be first one too. Then we have multiple, priority items. So this is a hefty list. So you can see that it's filtering out that this is the first one, project complete, then analyze. So these it's showing you a filtered approach based on the WBC, work breakdown structure of your project, and it's showing you the items according to your outline of the project. Then let's select another group by option, which is based on the resources. So I have multiple resources in my project. So I can, it's showing me, kind of stuff that I can also see in the resource tab. But over here, it's segregating it based on the items that they're doing. So there are some items that are only assigned to the client resource. So we have it over here. And the second one is the resource A part. So we have them here. Then we have resource B part. Then there are these tasks which are being completed by all three of these resources. So it has created a separate group for them, and similarly resource C and resource D. So these are the resource based groups. And then we have the status base. So status is basically based on or applied based on the completion of the task. So basically it's let us see how many status we have. We have complete status. These are the tasks that are 100% completed, whereas we have some late tasks that should have been completed by now based on their dates. However, they haven't either started or they have not even or they haven't been completed. So they would have some percentage, as you can see over here. Some of them are on, stuck on 99%. Some of them are overall 9%. So this is where these are considered as late. And then we have the future tasks that I have, the start date set somewhere in the future, and obviously they would definitely be on on 0%. So my system is intimating me that I should plug in my battery. So let me just do that. In the meanwhile, so these are a few groups that we have defined today. So I hope this will help you in filtering your project data and assigning your and creating your project weekly reports. Before I finish off, I also show you there are more groups available over here that you can select from based on the task and the resource. And over here you can see the resource based groups that are there, incomplete resources or resource groups. You can even have some filtered assigned based on the new types. No, this is will create, and it will show you the editable option. I'll save this and I will apply this through the organizer, and here we go. So these are the groups that are available that I can select from, and I can then create resource based groupings based on my requirements. So you can select any of the types from the selected list, and you can utilize them as per your need. So I hope this video was helpful for you, and I hope that you keep learning through our channel by keeping subscribed and and liking the videos. Until our next video, please take care and Allah Hafiz.